Do be careful with that box. And mind you don't scratch the suitcases. No, in the baggage car. Mary, just stay right there for a moment. Don't move. Did you lose the umbrella? Oh, be careful with that steamer trunk. It's come all the way from India, mind you. You don't want it torn up now. Word for that bothersome girl. I'd be at my cousin's wedding. But master says you will escort my niece up from London. Says I, yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Anything else, sir? Look at that sullen creature. Well, I'll take no nonsense from young'uns. Come on, Mary, get to move on. This is our compartment.
Where are we going now?
A long ways, north of England. You can take off your coat.
I don't want to.
Suit yourself.
Still raining.
You won't see much sun in Yorkshire. Not like India. I suppose I'd best explain some about your uncle. I guess your folks told you some of it.
Hardly. Father was always away on business, and Mim Sahib...
Mim who?
That's what people called my mother. Mim Sahib was always rushing on to parties.
Mary Linnet, you might as well find out now. You're going to a most peculiar place.
Basil said my uncle's a hunchback, and so horrid no one ever comes near him. Well, I think Basil's horrid.
Master's back is a bit twisted. See, that's what set him wrong, but who, pray tell, is Basil?
One of the Crawford boys. You know, the family I stayed with after Mother and Father died. Least I'm rid of Basil, five nasty little Crawfords always teasing, Mary, Mary.
Quite contrary. You have a candy?
I don't like chocolate.
Well, it's my duty to warn you. Misselthwaite's terrible gloomy. There's nearly 100 rooms, and they're mostly all locked up. What do you think of that?
Nothing. I know nothing of such places.
My, what an old woman. Don't you care?
Doesn't matter if I care not.
True enough. He's not going to trouble himself. Master sees no one except for Pruitt, his old servant, ever since the wife died.
My uncle was married.
Miss Lily it was. Up and married him, and not for money. Of course he'd walk the whole world over to please her.
She died, like a princess in a fairy tale.
Oh, Master went off his head, crazy-like. Said he'd lost the only one who'd ever love him. Stays shut up in the West Wing now. When he's home. Are you hungry?
I don't get hungry.
Well, I would expect not, as scrawny as you look.
Don't they heat the train? It's dark out.
Plain little piece of goods. I heard the mother was a beauty. Guess she never handed much of it down. Lord knows there's nothing to improve upon children at Misselthwaite. Leastways, I'm not bringing her up. A governess can see to that. Thank you. Mary, come to Thwaite Station. It's time to open your eyes.
Aren't we there yet?
Almost. Passing a stretch of moor now. Can you hear the wind howl?
Sounds like a sea.
Just blank land, miles and miles, wild, bleak land.
Looks like an ocean of black.
The moor's a dreary place to my mind. Of course there's them as likes it.
I don't, not one bit.
When we get to the manor, I'll show you to your rooms. Mark my words, missy. Keep to your quarters and don't go poking about.
I shall not want to go poking about.
Well, here we are, Thwaite Station. There's a nice cold supper waiting in your room. Quickly, child.
McComb. Why am I forgotten?
Mary, don't dawdle. The coachman's here.
Doesn't ever stop raining in England.
Pardon, sir.
What is it now, Mrs. Medlock?
I've just brought Mary Lennox up from London.
Oh yes, I remember. I trust that my niece as well.
Bit thin and frail is all.
See that the girls provide for Mrs. Medlock. And no black dresses. This place is dismal enough.
Well, sir, being as how I don't know much about children.
Nor I.
Well, with all due respect, sir.
Come on, Mrs. Medlock, speak up.
Would the child need looking after? A teacher of some sort? You know, a governess?
Most definitely.
I've all I can handle, what with supervising the whole staff.
Of course, I understand.
So you'll hire a governess, sir?
By all means.
Shall I bring Miss Mary down in the morning, sir?
That won't be necessary, Mrs. Medlock. I'm hardly fit company.
And the governess, sir?
Governess? Quite right. We'll attend to that another time.
Anything else, sir?
You may go now. And no more interruptions, please.
A fine kettle of fish. Here I am looking after a butler, a cook, a scullery maid, one upstairs maid, 2 downstairs maids, and 3 gardeners. And now that sour-faced brat. Well, the gent as pays the piper calls the tune.
Martha Jane Appleby.
Are you my servant?
I'm Mrs. Medlock's servant. I'm to wait on thee a bit, but thou won't need much waiting on.
Is that them all?
Does thou like it?
No, I hate it.
'Tis fair lovely in spring when heather's in flower.
Who's going to dress me?
Elizabeth Ellen's only 4 and never stands around waiting to be dressed like a doll.
I always dressed me.
'Tis high time to learn. I cannot begin any younger.
You are a very strange servant. Well?
When I heard thou was from India, I was hoping they'd be brown as chocolate, steady and milky pale.
You thought I was a native? You dirty pig.
Call me names. That's no way for a young lady to talk.
Natives are servants. They bow down and kiss your hand. I've a good mind to slap your face.
Might take a notion to slap thee right back.
In India, I've had you beaten. Oh, you know nothing of India.
Pardon, miss. Thou mustn't cry like that.
You're no proper servant.
I'm common and talk to Yorkshire. By rights I'll be down in the scullery. Here, put on thy dress.
I put on my clothes. It was the custom.
Maybe thou should have brought I here to Yorkshire.
I can't. She's dead too.
Well, I'm sorry. I see thou misses her.
Not really. Never cared much for hire. Though the servants run off and left me behind. I don't seem to belong to anyone.
Well, why they brung thee here is past my understanding.
You haven't brushed my hair yet. Oh, don't you know anything?
I'm just a cottage lass from down the road. Never been trained up for a lady's maid. Here's a fine hearty breakfast.
I'm not hungry.
No porridge? Taste ever so good.
I said I don't want any.
If Appleby children were at this table, they'd clean it bare. There's 8, all hungry as young hogs.
I'm through with breakfast.
Well, then wrap up warm and run out and play.
On a day like this?
I must have played outdoors in India.
I was sick a lot.
With us not to do indoors, Miss Mary?
Who will go with me?
Gracious, then we'll go alone. Me brother Dickens out in the mall for hours, playing with wild ponies, birds can eat from his hand. That way's to the garden. One's all locked up.
Why?
Master had it shut years ago, when the wife died so sudden. 'Twas her garden. Master locked the door and buried the key.
Why did he bury the key if he loved his wife so much?
Oh, enough questions. Go through the courtyard past the marble fountain. I'll come to a long walkway. Walls covered in ivy. Past that is mostly kitchen gardens. Children are rich folk. A miracle they don't turn out fair fools. Expecting maids to dress them, take them for walks like they were puppies. Mother don't approve of young'uns always getting their way and never getting it. Can't say which is the worst, just...
Seems like the whole world's gone off and left me. Why does no one come? Why am I forgotten? Where did you appear from?
The garden, kitchen garden.
What's it for?
Winter vegetables, potatoes, cabbage.
Why is everything so ugly? No leaves on trees, no flowers in bloom.
Winter.
It's all so dull and drab.
Aye,
Can I go into the orchard?
there'll be no dog at the door to bite thee.
Where's the door to the other garden?
What of the garden?
Beyond the orchard, I saw birds singing in the treetops.
Hello there, little scamp. Where's thy been, thy cheeky little beggar?
Does he always come when you call him?
Aye, that he does. Known him since a fledging. His brood flew off, but poor Robin lad got left behind.
Oh, his eyes sparkle like shiny black dewdrops.
He's a conceited one. Wants folks talking about him.
Where did his brood fly off to?
Scattered to thy winds. Poor chap. Knowed he was lonely.
Oh, Robin, I'm lonely too.
Art thou lass from India? No wonder thou'rt lonely.
What is your name?
I'm Ben Witherstaff, one of the gardeners. I'm lonely too. Robin's me only friend. Head gardener he is. Sees things Master Craven never bothers to find out.
You suppose I'll ever meet my uncle? I know I wouldn't like him, and he certainly wouldn't like me.
Well, how's that?
People never like me, and I don't much care for them.
In Yorkshire, we have a habit of speaking out blunt. Last, we're a good bit alike, us two, wove of the same cloth.
You and I?
Neither of us is good looking, both as sour as we look, and we have the same nasty, nasty, nasty temper I want.
Well, I'm having a nasty temper.
Well, be. He's decided to make friends with thee. Dang, that bird's took a fancy to the girl.
Would you make friends with me? Would you? Would you really?
Thou spokest that were a real child, instead of some sharp old woman. Almost like Dickon speaks to his wild things.
You know Dickon?
Blackberries and heatherbells knows Dickon. Foxes show him their cubs, and skylarks doesn't hide their nest.
Oh, look, he's flown into the orchard. Oh no, the garden beyond.
There's no garden beyond. Perhaps he's made up to some young Madam Robin who lives among the old rose bushes.
Well, there must be a door somewhere.
None as any can find. None what's anyone's business.
That's the garden my uncle locked up, isn't it? Tell help me!
Don't be a meddlesome witch, poking thy nose where it don't belong.
Who's that?
Dr. Spencer, come to visit.
Why, is someone sick?
I told thee not to go meddling. Get thee along and play. I've got no time for this blather.
If my uncle loves his wife so much, why does he hate our garden?
I said, get thee gone.
Ben said there's no door, but Martha said my uncle buried the key. How do you explain that riddle? I like running in the wind.
1 week and they've colored my cheeks already.
Dinner doesn't taste quite so dreadful today.
Air from the moors giving thee stomach for food.
Martha, more potatoes.
That's lucky to have both appetite and means to fill it. At times in my cottage of the stomach, but nothing to put in.
I rather like playing outdoors. Well, except for Ben. Anytime I ask him anything, he just chomps off.
Ben's a strange one. Not quite so cross as he looks.
Listen to that wind.
Hi, wind's rolling around the house.
Sounds like a horrible, great big giant trying to break in.
The wind's wuthering, moaning and groaning for sure.
Martha, don't go. I want you to stay.
Guess I can't for a bit. Mrs. Medlock's in a parlor, resting on velvet pillows.
Martha, why does my uncle hate the garden so much?
Still pondering that garden.
Why does he hate it so?
Mind you, I seem to speak of Master's troubles.
I want to tell his soul, I promise. Besides, I've no one to tell it to.
If it weren't for that garden, Master Craven wouldn't be the tortured soul that sees today.
Never seen him before, thank goodness.
Miss Lily had it made when they were first married. They tended the flower thistles. No one was ever let go in. Him and her, they'd stay for hours, reading and talking.
Go on, Martha.
There was an old tree with roses climbing a swing hanging from a branch. One day, the branch broke, Miss Lily fell. Hurt so bad she died that night. The very night the master called... she died that night.
That's why my uncle hates the garden.
Been locked away ever since, and he won't let nobody talk about it, so don't go breathing a word, all right?
Such an eerie sound. What was that?
The wind, of course. Wuthering.
Martha, I heard something inside.
Wuthering sounds like someone's lost and wailing out in the moor. Wind's gonna have all sorts of sounds.
Martha, I heard something down one of those long corridors. There it is again. Someone's crying, I'm sure of it.
It's the wind, and if it ain't, it's little Betty's Buttersworth, the scullery maid. Had a toothache all day.
Are you sure?
Been suffering something terrible, poor soul.
I heard someone crying, not an adult. This is the most bewildering house anyone's ever lived in. A house with 100 rooms, a secret garden. It's all so peculiar, like something from a book.
Dust everywhere. I'll give that Martha a piece of my mind. Never would have allowed the creature upstairs if this had been a proper manner, with the mistress and all. Mary?
What are you doing here?
So happens I've come to check on you.
Oh, rain and fog too. Oh, I hate this weather.
So it seems.
What's there to do indoors?
Well, I haven't time to entertain you. That's sure and certain.
Morning, Mrs. Medlock.
Oh, Martha, dust proper. You'll be down in the kitchen scrubbing pots and pans. As for you, young lady, keep to your quarters and be quiet about it.
I think someone was dying. Why must I be so quiet?
That's the rules hereabout.
Why, you're only the housekeeper. You can't tell me what to do.
Hold your tongue, Miss High and Mighty.
You're not my uncle. Why, you're not even my aunt.
Well, I'm the one that heads up this house. If it weren't for me, the place would fall to ruin. Master won't have you wandering, and neither will I.
Martha, my shoes.
Hasn't I got good sense? I lived with Ellen's twice as sharp.
What about my dress?
Sometimes that looks fair soft in the head. I'll button the back if I need so.
Keep to your quarters. Don't go poking about.
Aye, them's the orders.
Why must I listen to that old witch?
Best pay heed, Miss Mary.
Sure, the coast is clear. Medlock's in her parlour gobbling up chocolates. There are 100 rooms I've never seen. Why, they can't all be locked up. Enormous paintings. Are you wondering who is this strange girl? A boy with puffs on his sleeves, buckles on his shoe. Hello, is your name Mary? Why, if only you lived here now. Have I taken a wrong turn? You're crying.
Dr. Spencer, I'm giving notice. 2 weeks, that's all.
Nurses come and go with the wind.
I'm not cut out for this line of work. It's father's idea.
But you promised 6 months.
Very well, stay till June 1st. Not a day more.
Crying. Closer than before, and it is crying.
Why, what are you doing here? What did I tell you?
I was lost. I turned around a corner. I didn't know which way to go. Oh, I heard crying.
You heard nothing of the sort. Come along, back to your room, or I'll box your ears.
Is someone sick? Did Betty Butterworth have a toothache?
Toothache? Whatever are you talking about?
But I heard.
Just stay in your rooms, okay? I'll lock you up. Master had better hire a governess to keep an eye on the likes of you.
There was crying. I heard it twice now. One of these days I'll find out. You can't stop me.
Is there a problem, Mrs. Medlock?
The girl needs looking after, as I said before. She's been here 2 weeks now.
Why? 2 weeks already?
If you don't mind me saying so, the girl needs discipline, lessons in deportment.
Oh, you mean a governess.
Well, shall I advertise the position, sir? I'm certain you'll find excellent prospects.
Splendid idea. I'll attend to that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, the moment I return.
Leaving again, sir?
Tomorrow, Mrs. Medlock.
Well, when may we expect you?
A few weeks, perhaps. A few months. If some difficulty arise, contact my solicitor in London.
Will that be all, sir?
See that Mary's made comfortable here. I am her guardian after all, though a poor one indeed. Surely the child deserves a happier place than Misselwaite.
A boarding school, perhaps?
Perhaps. Meanwhile, take care of things, Mrs. Medlock. That's your duty after all.
Well, as long as I know what's expected of me.
You may go now. And send in Pruitt.
My Tykeston wishes for a safe journey, sir.
Lilius, I keep running. Anywhere. Here I turn a corner, open a door, still expecting to find you.
Martha. Come look at the moor.
Hey, storm's over for a bit.
Never seen skies so blue. Maybe a giant came in the night, swept away all the misty clouds.
'Twas the wind more likely. Anyone ever see the like? Goes doing so for herself.
I thought Yorkshire was always gloomy grey.
Soon they'll see butterflies fluttering, larks soaring up singing. I want to wake up at dawn and live on the moor, same as Dickon.
Amazing. I like Dickon, though I've never seen him before.
Rabbits and wild sheep and pony Thistles likes Dickon. I wonder who would think of you.
He wouldn't like me. No one does. Oh, even I never liked me.
Well, how does thou like thyself?
Not a question.
Once, when I was in a bad temper, Mother Wars, the young vixen, from up this one and that one. How does thou like thyself?
Not much, I guess. Never thought about it before. Oh, Martha, stay with me.
Gracious, no. 'Tis me day off. Go on out and play. Never used them legs since they was born.
I shall run round and round the fountain 10 times.
In one day they was all dead and gone. From the epidemic?
Servants as didn't die ran home to their villages.
In mercy's name.
This Colonel Gent finds Mary alone in her house, muttering, "Why has no one come? Why am I forgotten?"
Little lost soul.
Mother, the girl spoiled till salt won't save her. I've yet to hear a please or a thank you.
Well, Miss Poy's no like for a child. Perhaps she'd a garden to tend. Like Dickon. Perhaps Master Craven.
Master pays the girl no mind.
Still grieving after Miss Lily, poor fellow.
Well, he's gone off. Never set eyes on Mary Lennox.
Don't like that one bit. Seems like Mary's been deserted again.
Nothing like the smell of dough cake in the oven.
Dickon, has thy any rabbit friend?
Found them on the moor after the rains. Climbed a bit of rock and rescued the wee chap.
Knew how dead he was. Lost his ma, poor lad.
With you and a pet rescuing motherless creatures.
Did Dad tell Martha about the skipping ropes?
Martha, a peddler come driving by this morning.
He yelled out skipping ropes with red and blue handles.
Martha,
Yes?
thou's brought me all thy wages, and I 5 places for each penny. Well, I took 2pence to buy Mary a skipping rope.
As money's thine to do as thou will.
Martha skipped up but strict on the last.
Mother, Mary's been, hearing things. Asking all sorts of questions.
Does Dad dare say anything, Martha?
And leaves me late to the matter? Gracious, no.
That's a good girl. Don't let on. Not a word. Lisbeth Ellen, thoughts of a share of dough cake.
Springtime is coming.
Isn't the sunshine wonderful? If only I could hop on a snowy white cloud and float over the countryside.
Springtime's a long way off, but coming.
Sunshine even brightens up this old grouch.
It's bad timber in winter. Then planting time comes around.
It all smells so clean and fresh.
Things stir down in the dark, 'cause the sun warms them.
India is so hot after rains, why?
So hot. Morning, Master Robin. Dang, he's hopping straight over to thee.
Why, you think he remembers?
That rascal knows every cabbage stump in the gardens. Can't hide nothing from Robin. He's bent on finding out.
Is the earth stirring below in the garden with no door?
Blabbering that foolishness again. Stuff and nonsense. Out of my way.
You always go off and leave me, like everyone else. Oh, he does remember. I like you, Robin. You're the prettiest fellow in the whole world. That makes 2.5 people I like. You, Dickon, and Martha, a little. I consider Robin a real person, only nicer. What are you digging up? A worm? Little show off? A rusty old ring. An old key. Oh, perhaps it's been buried for years and years. The key to the garden. Oh, there is a door somewhere. Thank you, Robin dear. Oh, ever so much.
Morning, Miss Mary.
Oh, Martha, I've missed you.
Mary, this here was brought from peddler for tuppence from my mom.
What's it for, Martha?
They've seen elephants and tigers and never seen a skipping rope. All right then. Intra, mintra, culture, corn, apple, seed, apple, thorn.
Oh, come on, Martha.
Skipped a 500 in my young days.
Martha, the tuppence. It was your wages. Oh, thank you, Martha.
Well.
Do you want me to kiss you?
Oh. No, perhaps if it was different, they'd want you thyself. Anyways, winter's coming up, so keep warm.
Oh, Martha, don't go. Stay. Teach me that rhyme.
I've only a minute, mind you. Wire, briar, limber, lock, 3 geese fly in a flock. 1 flew east, 1 flew west, 1 flew over. Oh, Lord!
Martha Appleby,
I'm so sorry, ma'am.
silly goose. If you have nothing better,
Don't speak to Martha that way. She is my friend.
well, I'll decide how to address my staff. Thank you.
I told Martha to skip rope.
Well, I give the orders, young lady.
What I do is not your business. You do not own me.
Oh, behave. Oh, precious little Martha goes straight back to the cottage.
Please, ma'am. Mother needs every penny.
Mary Lennox, do I make myself clear?
Yes.
There's a governess keeping you in line to do as I say, not my business. We'll see about that.
Intra, mintra, culture, corn.
Dang me! Perhaps, just perhaps, thou is a young un after all. Maybe there's child's blood in thy veins instead of sour milk.
I'm just learning. Oh, there you are, Master Robin.
See him studying the skipping rope? There never was his kind for curiosity and meddling.
I think I can skip to 20.
Soon thou skip right into thy cheeks as the names bid with a staff.
Robin, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keyhole, and I'm keyhole under the ivy. Wonder if I'm the first person to come here in years and years. With mysterious tangled vines, climbing up trees, climbing over branches. Not a leaf or a bud in sight. It's all quite dead. Dead and forgotten. Oh, there you are, in the treetops. Will you be surrounded by millions of glorious blossoms? Green, tiny green shoots. The garden's not dead, roses maybe, but something still alive. Alive and green and growing. Poor babies need some room to breathe. I'll breastfeed them. I've learned a good bit watching Ben. Oh, don't fret. I'll come back whenever I'd like, and no one will know, except Robin. I found the door to my very own secret garden, which was magic. I know it was. helping of rice pudding, please.
Let's see what Skippin's done. Mother will be so pleased.
Didn't taste ever so good today. Martha, what are those white things in the ground that look like onions?
Bulbs for spring flowers.
Does Dickon know about bulbs?
Dickon can make things grow out of rocks and stones. Mother says he just whispers things out of the earth.
Do bulbs come back even whenever they've been forgotten?
Bulbs work away in secret. Once our meadow, believe I have 1,000.
Martha, how much does a spade cost?
I want a spade. That's me, whatever for.
This house is lonely, gardens are lonely. You have your work, and then won't speak to me half the time. With a spade, I could dig somewhere.
Garden sets are 2 shilling in White Village.
Every Saturday, Mrs. Medlock gives me money from my Uncle Andrew.
He remembered thee. Oh, mercy, thou rich.
Well, I've more in my purse and nothing to spend it on.
Flower seeds is a penny a pack. If I can write Dickon for me, I'll send it with the butcher boy.
Thank you, Martha. I never knew you were so nice.
Here's some paper.
My spelling's horrid. Governesses never liked me very much to stay on.
Careful, Dickon only reads printing.
Martha, did the scullery maid have another toothache last night?
What makes thee ask?
I heard that far off crying down the corridor.
My dear Dickon. Can I spell Dickon?
Sounded like the other night.
Master won't have us listening down corridors.
That's 3 times now.
Does thou want a spade or no? Best get on with thy letter.
Well, first tell me what to say.
My dear Dickon. D-I-K, no, D-I-C-K. Mercy, Mrs. Medlock. We'll finish up later.
I heard crying, but there was no wind. This is the most bewildering house anyone's ever lived in.
I never knows when thou appear like Robin.
Oh, I think he knows me a little.
That's like him, making up to women folk, all for the sake of vanity. Tell me, how long has thou been at thy manor?
A month, I think. Or I can skip to 100 and run fast in the wind.
Oh. Huh. Well, that's beginning to do Misselway credit. When I first arrived, thou looked homely as a plucked crow.
Ben, if you had a garden, what would you plant?
I'd plant cabbages, onions.
No, if you wanted a flower garden.
Well, I'd plant bulbs and sweet-smelling things, but mostly roses.
Roses? Why, you like roses?
I was a gardener to a lady who loved them like they was youngins. Awful fond of that, missus.
Where is she now?
Heaven, according to what Parson says.
Her roses? Did they die too?
Well, once or twice a year, I dig and prune, rescued some.
Ben, if vines are old and grey, are they still alive?
Wait till spring gets at 'em. They'll find out sure enough.
But how?
Take a good long look at these twigs and branches. And if thou sees, why this jabber about roses and such?
Maybe I could have a garden. I have nothing and no one.
'Tis true, thou hasn't.
Whatever happened to the lady's roses?
Now look here, thou hast been the worst wench for asking questions. I'm done talking.
Morning, miss. garden tools and packed the seeds.
Oh, please show me.
Roses come up pretty and white. They bloom if thou whistles to them. Where's that robin as is calling us?
Is he really calling us?
Aye, he's saying, see here, I want a bit of a chat. Robin's to Gandhi. He'll tell all about thee in a minute.
Does he really like me?
He's making up to thee now, Miss Mary.
Do you understand everything birds say?
Lived on them all so long, watched them break shell and start fledging out. Guess I'm one of them.
Perhaps you are.
Sometimes I think I'm a bird or a beetle and don't even know it. These larks will come up wherever thou cast them. See here, I'll plant some for thee.
Oh, well,
Mother says about time they give Miss Mary a wee plot of ground. Where be this garden?
I don't really...
Thou hasn't a bit of garden? They wouldn't give thee none.
Can you keep a secret? I don't know what I should do if anyone wants to find out. I think I might die.
If I couldn't to keep secrets about hiding places wild things run to, they'd be not safe on them all.
I've stolen a garden. Oh, no one wants it. Nobody cares for it.
Stolen a garden?
Nobody has a right to take it from me. I'm the only one who cares, the only one.
Oh, Miss Mary.
I've nothing to do. Nothing belongs to me. And I found it. Just like Robin. Why, they wouldn't take it away from Robin, would they?
How can thou steal a garden?
Come, I'll show you. One day I was skipping when the wind swept aside this curtain of ivy along the wall. Suddenly I looked up and saw...
a door!
My secret kingdom.
Us heard about a garden. Never thought I'd see the place.
Inside these beautiful old walls, I might be a princess who falls asleep for 100 years.
Can thou sleep for 100 years?
I've no intention of sleeping. I'm more awake than ever.
Aye, 'tis a pretty place, but strange, like a dream. Grey creepers climbing over grey trees.
Will there be roses? Why, can you tell?
Plenty of wood needs cutting out. Aye, look, a snippet of green.
Then it's still alive.
Aye, 'tis wick all right.
Wick.
Means stand of life, like thee and me.
I'm so glad. I want them all to be wick.
I spy green in this, eh, wood? Aye, wick for sure, and some a fountain of roses come sprouting up. I figured thou didn't know nothing about gardening.
The bowls were all so little. I wanted them to feel welcome.
They'll sprout up like Jack's beanstalk. Iris, daffodils, for a young wench that's done considerable.
I don't even get tired anymore.
Seems like someone's been here since it was shut away.
Dickon, will you help make the garden wick again?
I've chased about them all in all weathers, same as rabbits. Soon as I'm done with we chores, I'll come every day, rain or shine.
Oh, I like you, Dickon. I never thought I should like 4 people.
Only 4?
You, Robin, Martha, and Ben. Though he is crabby at times.
I know thou thinks me odd, a common moor boy with patched up clothes, but thou the most peculiar lass I ever did see.
Do you really like me?
Aye, and so does Robin, I do believe.
That's who it likes me.
Yonder tree where the branch broke, Miss Lily fell from.
Dickon, if my uncle found us here, he'd send me away for sure. I don't think I could bear that. I'd better go.
Here's me dinner. Bread and a slice of bacon.
Dickon, no matter what happens, you won't ever tell?
If a myrtle thrush showed me its nest, would I tell? Nay, Miss Mary, your secret's safe with me.
Thank you, Dickon. I've met Dickon. I've actually met Dickon.
I see thy showing off, fletting thy tail feathers. Are thou putting a bonny miss? Telling lies by beating the boldest cock robin on Misselmore.